we're doing a little intermission. So hello, welcome. I am currently in the middle of making a reading vlog. I am almost done with that. Right before I start my intro, I just want to preface, you will notice a difference because of my glasses. I got new glasses and I'm going to put this video first before the reading vlog because I do edit sit down videos much quicker, and I'm trying to get back on my A game with uploading, in case you noticed that. That's why. But expect the reading vlog after this video. Hi, welcome if you're new here, or welcome back. I'm so excited to film this video. I'm quite nervous because I parked here last time in a clip that I did in my reading vlog, and I feel now that people are watching me. I even took the case out of my camera. I was like, this literally, you can see this from even outside of my car. I'm so excited to do this video. I've never done a reading wrap up, and I wanted to do a mid-year wrap up. I kind of wish I did this last year because last year I read, I think it was like 50 or 60 books. Yeah, I read a lot of books last year. I should have done it, but I was in the middle of motherhood and I was being a mom, mamacita. I was like, it's fine, we'll do it this year. We're kind of out of this reading slump, which I am. I could say 100% now that I'm out of my reading slump because I'm excited to film videos. I'm excited to pick out of TBR jars. Yes, we're doing a mid-year wrap up. I'm gonna talk to you guys about all the books that I've read this year so far, including my rereads, because I've had quite a few, and quite a few I've changed the ratings actually of them. And I'm gonna tell you with a yes, no, or maybe if I recommend them. And I suck at giving descriptions, so I will not. Just look it up please, because if not, this video is gonna be over an hour. So my suggestion is for just look it up on Pinterest. It'll give you like the trope. I might be good with giving you guys that as well, just to make it short and sweet. If you want to know like a little bit of their tropes in the books, I will 100% give you that. So yeah, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Daya and I do lifestyle videos and vlogs for you guys. I am so beyond excited to start making bookish content again. I can't wait. Follow me on my socials on TikTok and Instagram. I kind of do short form content as well there. I've been actually posting on Reels. I mean, I haven't done it in a minute, but I've been posting some of my vlogs there from TikTok, so go watch it. I hope you enjoy this video. Oh, my grandma's birthday is today. Oh wait, I have to wish her happy birthday. Without that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Guys, I'm so sorry if I'm doing these sit down videos in my car. You don't understand. Like, I can't do it in my house. As a person that has ADHD, one, I get distracted and I don't finish my sit down videos. I've tried it before and I kind of do it like Larry. If you've seen her sit down videos where she's like in the middle, she's like, yeah, it's the next day. Like, yeah, that's literally me. I don't want to do that. That bothers me. I don't know why. I wouldn't mind completing it, but then I'd be like, oh god, people are gonna know that I didn't complete it and it's gonna look like mumble jumbled, and I don't want it. So that's why I do it in my car. It makes it short, simple, and I don't get distracted on doing anything except just talking to you guys. Okay, so my reading goal. I don't know if I explained this on any of my bookish videos that I've done this year. If I'm being honest, I can't completely remember at the top of my head, but I will tell you, I did change my reading goal. This year, I believe I had put, I think it was 60 books, and I changed it and I brought it down to 40. Why? Because I was in the middle of a book slump. I got really scared and I thought the number kind of terrified me. So the fact that I had read like 5, I was in the middle of April, and I have read only like less, I hadn't even made it to the double digits, and I was like, no, let's just bring it down to 40. Yeah, but it's okay. If I feel like I've reached the goal, I will maybe push it to 50. I don't think I'll do 60 because we're in July, so yeah. Anyways, I have read so far 16 out of 40 books, which that's my reading goal this year. I don't know if these are including the rereads, if I'm being honest. Let me see. Actually, no. That is without including my rereads. Wow, if I've read probably like 20 something if including my rereads, because I've read the whole entire Windy City series again. So yeah, we'll get into detail with that. You will see. But that's not bad. I thought it was 16 including with my rereads. I was gonna be like, gosh, no. I'm both in Goodreads and Fable, keep in mind, because I keep track of my reads through these two apps. But I think on my Fable, it does not include my rereads. And I think Goodreads doesn't do that either. The first book I read is Merry Christmas, You Filthy Animal. Let's give it a moment. by Megan Quinn. I actually rated this 3.75 out of 5. I liked it, but I enjoyed the first one better. Yeah, this is for part of a series. Let me see. It's from the little series of like How My Neighbor Stole Christmas. Part of that world. I don't know if it's a series, but it's part of that world. I think they're just standalone. This is like friends to enemies to lovers kind of situation. Would I recommend? Maybe. It was okay for me. It was 3.75. Yeah, I would recommend it, but just know it's slow burn. Like, it's slow. The slowest of slow burns probably I've read this year so far. I'm gonna say it because it took me like a whole month. Guys, that's the only book I read in January. That's how you know. This is when we knew that we were getting ourselves in a book slump because of that. I would say maybe. It gave the Christmas vibes. FMC, I didn't love her. Like, it wasn't my favorite. She kind of got a little annoying and she didn't trust him fully. It took the whole entire book to like 80% for her to trust him. I'm like, girl, what's up with your trust issues? So I'd say maybe. And then I read Addicted to You. I read this in like the first 2 weeks of February, I would say, week and a half. I'll also tell you guys when I kind of started reading it so that way you can get a gist of it. I rated this 4.5 out of 5. I really did love this. The ending was heart-shattering. I do recommend, yes. I can't wait to read the rest of the series. I'm honestly a little overwhelmed, I guess, by just looking at the amount of books that this series have. It's like worse than Magnolia Parks, but it's like to that level. The drama, there's a lot of drama. There's like literally addiction involved. Basically, the FMC is someone that is obsessed with sex. She has an addiction towards that, and then the MMC is an alcoholic. He is very, very deep in just having that addiction. In order for her to not go off and do it with someone else, she decides to do it with MMC. Mind you, they're best friends, the bestest friends since their childhood, if I'm not mistaken. They're like, should we risk our friendship? Like, he's been obsessed with her, she's been obsessed with him since forever. So they make a deal to just go through their own addictions with each other. You know, he has his way of coping with that with her. He helps her control it, and then she helps him. But shit happened, just to not say much detail. And yeah, the ending was like, wow, like it ends in a cliffhanger, so just know you've been warned. But I would recommend it 100%. Then I read towards the middle end of February, I read The Only One Left by Riley Sager. This was my first 5-star of this year, and the first 5-star like thriller 5-star in a while. Like, oh my god, I think it's been a couple years, because I think the only one I have rated is Frida McFadden. So if I'm not mistaken, Housemaid, like that series, I gave it 5-star. Probably the first and second book was like, what is going on, you know, type of thing. So I'm gonna say it's been a while. I would recommend it 1000%. It had me literally flipping pages. It was insane. It was so scary too. Like, it actually had me like freaking out and getting jitters, and I was like, oh god, like shit's gonna happen. I couldn't read this at night, guys. I would have nightmares. Like, I actually did have nightmares with these characters. It was like kind of creepy, but I loved it. Like, I love it. It gave like thriller horror kind of vibes. It's basically the FMC is a caregiver of this person that she has to take care of in this house, that a lot of shit went down years ago, and this person was accused that she killed her whole entire family. So she has to take care of that person. She just starts to find out what had truly happened, and the rest is history. That's all I'm gonna tell you. But I would 1000% recommend. I gave it 5 stars. Guys, this literally 5 stars. At first I second guessed. I was like, maybe it's 4.75, but no, I could not stop thinking about this book, and I was like, this was insane. And I need to read another Riley Sager book that's like to that level. I tried The Only One Left, did not love it. I also will tell you guys my DNFs this year. I think I have that written down too. I think after this one, I got myself into, that's the part. That's after that, I read The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager, and I DNF'd it. I think that's when I realized that I was getting myself in a slump. It took me a whole month to read this, and I was reading other books, like another book in the middle of that, and then I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I'm bored. Like, I was like, I did not love it. That was towards the end of February, middle of March. pretty much throughout the whole month of March. Actually, I was like, I can't do this anymore, I want to DNF it. So I DNF'd it, and I think that was the only DNF that I've done so far, if I don't mistake it. While I was reading the House Across the Lake, I read Wild Reverence. That is the next book I read, and I read that one in the end of February, beginning of March. I literally read this in like a week and a half, guys. It was so good. I was mind blown. I love that these fantasy reads, like having them as a first read, I kind of get terrified I'm not gonna like it and DNF them, but I don't, and I enjoy them, and I love that I actually am coming across this world and I'm just loving it. So I do recommend it 1000%. It's very slow burn. It is. I get everyone that says like they literally don't even kiss till like the middle of the book, and then they don't do anything until like the end of the book. It's the slowest of slow burn, but it's a good kind of slow burn, and I loved every minute and every second of this book. Literally gave it 5 stars. If I would give it 6 stars, I probably would. Enjoyed it so much. And then I officially was in a book slump. I admitted it. I was like, I know I'm in a book slump, it's fine. What do I gotta do? How do I get this over with? How do I take care of this book slump? I started reading a bunch of rereads. I read Twisted Games by Ana Huang. I knew that I just had to dip my toes. I was gonna read Twisted Games and then Twisted Lies, but I was like, wait, no, I'm not gonna do that because I'm kind of getting my slump is leaving. So I read Twisted Games, still gave it 6 stars. If I would, I would. I read that like literally in 4 days, like in the middle of March. That's why I thought I was out of my book slump, and I was like, oh, it's fine. It was just a little mini slump that I was in. No, Daya, you were not. Let me go in my stats, because that's how I will know what read I was doing. Gave it 6 stars, and then I read The Darkest Temptation by Danielle Laurie. I was like, I gotta finish the series. I know I need like a dark romance, and maybe that will get me out of a slump. Read that in 5 days. It was really good, actually. I gave it 4.5 out of 5. Guys, this book like this book was the darkest, I think, darkest romance I've read so far this year. Nothing can top the Mindfuck series. Like, come on, let's be real. That's literally so dark. And like Hunting Adeline, that's insane. But this year, that's the darkest that I've read out of this series. Oh yeah, 1000%. I do recommend it, first of all. Second, I gave it 4.5 out of 5. I really enjoyed it. There's an age gap. This is the only book that I actually enjoyed age gap, okay? They're like enemies to lovers, grumpy sunshine, like grumpiest men ever. Enemies to lovers is like very like I hate you kind of shit, you know? And the shit that he did to her at the beginning, how do you call that? How do you say that in English? Como que la cogió de pendeja. That was insane. And there's forced proximity, and of course forbidden romance, because it's like I can't have you but I want you, like type of shit. It was so good. I ate it up. It was really good. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, it's time. I gotta finish the Hunting Adeline series. So I went into the second book. It was a duology. Is that how you call it? A duet? Like book 1 and book 2 is like the same character. Book 1 ends in a cliffhanger too. I gave it 3.25 out of 5 stars. Would I recommend? Maybe. It is very dark. Again, it is insanely dark. Like shit happened there. Like, and like violence and like whatnot. Like just look at the trigger warning. That's all I'm gonna say. And then maybe I would recommend it because of that, because of the trigger warnings. I genuinely felt disgusted reading this book. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like I felt disgusted with the characters and the shit that she went through, the shit that they did to her. Like, I sometimes felt the urge to throw up. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not gonna even sugarcoat it. The trigger warnings actually kind of did trigger me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. So just know, look at the trigger warnings before then. After that, I read Throttled from the Dirty Air series. I was like, I'm gonna start a new series. I should have not started a Lauren Asher series, because if you know, her books are slow burn, and I needed something fast paced, because if not, I was gonna get myself in a book slump. Nope. I still went in this book and I read it. It took me like 2 weeks to read this, I think it was. I read it in the end of March, beginning of April. This took me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, let's just say 2 weeks. And that's when I knew I was already back in my slump. I was like, my slump has not left. She's still here. Ugh, gave it 3.5 out of 5. It was okay. I love the F1 part. Oh, that I was hooked on. It's like an F1 romance. It is forbidden romance because the FMC, her brother, is in the F1 team, and then she works with them as like a photographer, reporter type of thing. And of course, it's kind of forbidden because she falls in love with one of the drivers from the F1 team, and is literally kind of the enemy, I guess, of her brother. So yeah, it's kind of like forbidden romance. It's spicy, and of course the MMC, his name is Noah, so it kind of felt weird. It kind of felt like I was reading my kid's romance story. It was so weird. Maybe that's why also I gave it like a low rating, because I was like, Noah, like, oh gosh. But it was okay. Maybe I would recommend it. Just, I think I'm too old for these kinds of books, like these extremely fluffy romances. I think I'm starting to like get old with these, but I also don't want to admit it because I love me a good fluffy romance. I need it to be shorter than what this book was. I think this book is like 400 pages. It needed to be like 300. Like, wrap it up. Let's wrap it up, you know? I would maybe recommend it. Since I was officially in my slump, I literally took 2-3 days without reading, and then I was like, I can't. I need to read. Like, reading is part of my hobby and like my pastime now. So I knew I had to read and pick up a book. I just didn't know which one. I started the Windy City series again, and I was like, I'm gonna reread all of them and then wrap it up with Rewind It Back and just finish it. It should be good. I should be out of my book slump by then. I read the first 2 books. I read Mile High, reread it, gave it 4 stars, I think, the first time, and then I re-rated it and I gave it 5 stars. Right? Was it like that? I don't know. I just love them so much. Like, how can I not give them 5 stars? I just know that I did. Oh no, I gave it 4 stars. Okay, I would probably give it 5 stars, but let's go with my Goodreads and Fable says 4 stars. So, okay. I'm shocked because I think these 2 are so underrated. This couple, I love them so much. So yeah, I re-rated it and gave it 4, and then I read The Right Move. This is book 2. I read it in like less than a week, and I gave it 5 stars. The first time I read this book, I gave it 3 stars. I do not know, and I bet you that I confused this book with a different book that I was reading. I don't understand. I gotta check if I have a reading blog of me reading The Right Move, because there's no way that I gave, like, how is that 3 stars? Have you read the tropes in this? Like, literally, it's like all the tropes that you can possibly think of. Friends to lovers, grumpy sunshine, fake dating, forced proximity, opposites attract, found family, like the book in general, but between them, acts of service, that shit got me. His words, that shit got me. What he did to her, like towards the end of the book, I'm not gonna spoil it, but all the stuff that he did for her and behind his back, but like in a really good cutesy way. 5 stars. Okay, I don't know what I went through back when I first read it. Again, I'm pretty sure I confused it. I literally put on the rating, reread this, and to be honest, I don't know why I gave it such a low rating the first time. Like, I probably confused it with a different read, lol, but I enjoyed it and absolutely loved it. I love them so much. Why does it say 4.75? No, let's fix that right now. It's 5 stars, ma'am. Book slump? She was still there. But I was like, I'm gonna give another dark romance a try. I'm gonna read Sinners Condemned and Sinners Consumed from the Sinners Anonymous series. I read book 2 and book 3. The first book, I gave it 4 stars. Same with the second book. And I read this like in the end of April / first week of May. I read these pretty quickly because the first book ends in a cliffhanger, so that's why I read both back to back. It was good. I would recommend it. Yes, I actually loved Rafe and Penny's story. I really did enjoy it. It's like very spicy, very enemies to lovers, forced proximity, billionaire romance. He's obsessed with her in like an insane kind of way. It's cute. I loved it. And then after that, went back in the Windy City series and read book 3. Still is like 5-6 stars for me. I loved it. Reread that. Then I read King of Sloth. Yeah, now I know why it's called King of Sloth. It's so slow. The sloths of the sloths, you know, like the sloth from like the Zootopia. Yeah, that's how slow I read it. That's how slow I read it, guys. It was so boring for me. But I did give it 3.25. I probably will lower it to 3 stars, I'm not gonna lie. Because this took me like the rest of the month of May. That's all I read. That's how you know it was slow for me. Because it took me like 3 weeks to fucking finish this shit. It was like the 4th book on this Kings of Sin series. And let me just preface, I think we need to end this series. I don't know how she's still bringing books out of this series. Like, it's okay. Like, let it go on long. I loved the first first book, but I agree with what people say, like you love the first book and then it goes like the ratings go down, and then apparently it goes back up because of King of Greed. I gave King of Pride, I think it was 4 stars or something like that. King of Greed, I read it and I think I gave it 5, and then King of Slot, it was like 3. I was like, ugh, no thank you. I would not recommend. If I had the option of skipping it, I probably would. After that, I read in the middle, like end of May, I started listening to Belladonna by Adeline Grace. Guys, this book is 6 stars for me. Freaking love this book so much. Like, I love these characters so much. Like, Death and Signa, nah, this is like enemies to lovers. So good. I loved it. I ate it up. I heard the whole thing, but like towards the middle end of the book, I think you guys, if you saw my bookish video, I explained it. I wanted to immerse read. I still don't get the word, but I think that's how you say it, like where you read and listen to the book at the same time. My husband thinks that's the most funniest shit ever. He witnessed me doing that and he was like, please tell me you're not doing that right now. And I was like, what? I'm like, immerse reading. And he's like, why do you have to buy the physical book? He was like one of those people that would judge and be like, why would you buy the physical book when you already have the audiobook, Daya? I'm like, you don't understand, but this cover is so beautiful. I actually have it at my work. I brought the book with me and I have it saved at work, but I gave it 6 stars. 1000% would recommend. Oh my god, this was like up there with the ACOTAR series. I really loved it and I can't wait to read the rest of the books. I am telling you, it does end like there's more to the story. It kind of ends like that. It's like ACOTAR. Then I read Sinners Atone. I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of the Sinners Anonymous series, like at least stay up to date, you know, but because it ends in a cliffhanger, I kind of wish I knew that before reading it, but it's okay. I got it over with. I rated it 3.25. Listen, I've never been intrigued, I don't want to sound harsh, but I've never been intrigued of like Gabriel's story, just because he's pretty crazy. He's like very unhinged person. I'm not judging. I understand now that I read this book why he is the way that he is, and I just feel like I want to give him a hug. I don't know. It was okay for me. Like, the book was fine. The FMC, she's kind of funny and she's very obsessed with pink. She loves everything. Like, her obsession, that's her favorite color, and the way that she portrays herself, but like her mind is like very fucked up kind of shit that she thinks. It's insane, but she's the nicest, loveliest person ever. Would I recommend? I would say maybe towards more of a yes, because like you're already in the middle of this series, like you definitely want to finish it, so I would say yes, question mark. And then I read Play Along. I was dying to get back in Isaiah, Rose, and Kennedy's story. I love these two so much with my whole heart. He is hilarious, guys. Like, the cockiness of this guy is like insane. If I would, I give it 6 stars. It was so good. I loved it. And we ended it with a bang. And I read Rewind It Back. Oh shit! Now that I think about it, I can't tell you the rating of that. So you're gonna have to find out in my reading vlog, because that is part of my reading vlog. Same with Redeeming 6. Yes, that is the book that I just finished. Insane. I am gonna say yes, I would recommend both. Just, I'm so sad Rewind It Back is over, guys. Like, those family, the way it ended, I literally was in tears. I love all these characters so much, and I can honestly say that I'm officially out of my book slump, because I'm getting the jitters of like reading, and like, you know what I explained in the beginning of this video. Because of that, I could say that I am getting myself out of the slump, and I'm just so excited, and I can't wait to read more. Yeah, I'm sorry I can't give you the rating. I'm so sorry, but just know I read those two, but you have to find out in the reading vlog. That's how you'll know the rating of these two. What is my next read? I don't know, but in my fable I have either Insatiable or The Last Mrs. Parrish, or We Used to Live Here. I've heard this book is horrifying. That might be my daytime book, and then my nighttime I might do a fluffy romance, because I can't do like a very horror. I'm like, what am I gonna read at night? At night I'm at that point where I'm like, okay, I want to read every single night at least a chapter or 2 of my books. That's how you know I'm out of my slump, because I didn't used to do that when I was in a book slump. But guys, that's pretty much it. Those are the books that I've read, the 16 books out of the 40, and without including my rereads. So you guys will know. I'll post it somewhere with the photos and all that here. Like, you guys will know how many books I've read, including my rereads in total. That way you can get an idea and the gist of it. But yeah, I'm planning on doing a reading vlog, another one, where I want to have like my TBR jar picks my next reads. I did that last year with like a bingo card type of thing, and I want to do it differently, so stay tuned. I don't know how long that will take me to make, because again, I'm a mom and then I read at my pace. I don't rush myself reading, because then you get yourself in a book slump. My battery died. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn the post notification bell on so you guys can be notified every time I post a video. And without that being said, see you guys next time. Adios.